Okay. I actually did this reading for myself. But this is something I need to share with you guys apparently. So there is someone around you, and this is someone who exists in an energy that's very similar to you. These are both Pisces energy, except this is someone who's like hanging around and lurking around your energy. So basically this is just maybe a notification of a monitoring spirit, or someone who works in a similar or the same industry as you, who kind of sees you as competition, who maybe hangs out in the background. Like, they're not around, but they are. If there was like a dimension or ability to see beyond a fourth wall, then they're kind of doing that. Like, this is someone who's behind your back. And you might be able, because you have sight as the seer, the high priestess, you might be able to see them back there. But this is like maybe stalker energy. Like, this could be the energy of someone who admires you, but they may take that to a bit of a darker level than you may be comfortable with. So this could be someone who like is a little like intimidating or like kind of creepy or something. Not that they really mean to be, but maybe sometimes they like, in some cases they could mean to be, because they could be wielding some kind of like dark power towards you. 7 of Cups and the 7 of Wands in reverse. Maybe to make you feel confused, or a projection of their own insecurity onto you while they're like watching you. Like, whatever it is about you that they're defensive against or want to strive towards, they're also like offended by on some level, and occasionally they may project negative energy towards you with whatever power they also have. Because like, if you're a witch, this is someone who also is a witch, you know? Like, they have the same skills, even if they're just like on a lower level or a less mature level. Because this person is like bound by the tools at their disposal, like the rope is tied around them. So this person is like free to get up and move around as they please. So one person may be a little bit more limited in their spiritual philosophy than the other person, which could put this person in a different dimension. I think there's someone like noticing like, hey, you're in a different dimension than me, and I kind of want to be in your dimension. But also, like, I'm intimidated by what it means to be in your dimension. Like, your dimension is scary. Like, for sure. People, like, understand that what you have to offer is attractive, but also don't maybe always want everything that comes along with it. And then there's, like, I think when people think that they can get some of you without all of you, they're, like, wrong in some way. You come with, like, everything. You're on a different dimension. So it's even like, this could also be this energy of like, you met somebody who was similar to you but in a different dimension, and you met them and then you brought them into your dimension, and now that you guys are both hanging out here, they're not like fully ready. They're just now like reaching out and grabbing things. Like, they're still inexperienced, whereas you have ritual and routine. And if this is like someone who sees you as competition, then like that's the differentiation in your skill, is like you just, you know, have more mastery, whereas this person is still learning on some level. Like, this energy comes first or ranks higher than this. Like, this is at the end of the major arcana, and this is in the beginning, the very beginning. And if this person comes from any kind of like hyper-masculine background, that could be part of the reason why they're putting up some defenses towards you. Or if they've done any kind of investigation into you and then like continue to find dark things, then they're like, oh man, I might need to like consider that I don't know what's going on here. So people were like, generally speaking, trying to figure out what they don't know, maybe taking their time to see over like the longer term with Pisces energy. Because like, even if things do look bad for you in some way, there could be the understanding of this like surveillance or like intervention or like pressure from these other forces. Maybe like, this could be even someone else watching you go through something, and they know what you're going through, and they know that you are being treated poorly, but also they're not picking up like the mantle or the responsibility of being the thing that defends you either. So they're like, yeah, like, dude, I can see that you're in a really shitty situation, but I'm not going to be the one to help you, kind of a thing. Yeah, like, King of Swords in reverse. Yeah, you might be experiencing like rejections in life right now, and it's not really because you're truly deserving of them. It's really just a reflection of like your differentiation. And honestly, I think whatever is happening to make you seem less attractive to like the common man is like a form of protection coming through for you to keep you away or out of the scene or like out of the spotlight. Like you maybe need to go into like a hermit mode to reconnect with ritual or routine in some way. Spend time like focusing on yourself anyways. Like that kind of seems like the energy that you're most supported in, and what also allows you to continue to develop as number one. So like if you are being like shunned or cut off, let that be the motivation for you to move in a new or better way personally. Yeah, any like rejections are coming in for you to realize like that you are better off alone. Do you think you're better off alone? So you might decide that you are. At least like right now. Like there's a need to kind of like quiet out the noise and like focus. And I feel like a lot of the noise comes from the voices of other people and how you know that they perceive you, and regardless of whether or not that's actually based in truth, I feel like what you're internalizing has the ability to affect your balance here. So don't let it. Even if like there's gossip going on about you, or people are watching you all the time, like overly like monitoring you once again, or like honestly none of this would be happening if you weren't a big deal. And that's what's important to remember. Like whatever you're struggling through right now just takes you to a greater depth of character. And not everybody's going to be able to match you at that depth of character. People who can't see beyond the surface don't reflect a lot of like intelligence or wisdom. So people like, this is a lot of spiritual energy. So if there is any kind of spiritual manipulation happening and you're suffering as a result of it, and like people who are on the outside have no idea what you're going through, and they're judging you or like condemning you with a lack of understanding of what you're going through, because clearly it's a lot, like you're underwater. It's a pressurized situation. I think people only see like from the outside, oh, you had something good and then maybe you lost it or something, but there's more to the story than that. There's like a lot more to the story than how the situation looks. So that's part of the reason why, like, because of like how it looks in some way, you're best off playing a passive approach. Like you're not really meant to be overly trying to convince other people to believe what you would prefer that they believe, you know? Because that kind of makes you look like you're in this desperate energy, or like overly resisting the energy of your life. Like the difference between the 5 of Cups and the 9 of Cups is the 4 of Cups. So you want to be at peace internally with whatever's happening, and you need to like take the time to figure out whatever you need to figure out, maybe in isolation, on how to like reclaim peace if you have lost it. I think the whole point of like whatever that spiritual warfare is just to like put you in that energy of like, oh my God, So being aware of that also can help you to defend yourself better from it, and then just like relax into the understanding of your natural quality, because you, whatever is happening doesn't negate that. Once again, you're still like number one, and you still have the most gravity, most quality, most saturation. So it doesn't really even matter. Like, this situation doesn't even really matter, and it doesn't even really seem like it has to last that long. Yeah, the Empress, like the quality of who you are as a person outgoes any difficulty that you're like going through in the public eye. Like, honestly, some of your flaws are endearing to the right kind of people who can actually relate to you, and those are people who like you actually want to have around anyways. We even have the High Priestess, which is number 2, the Sun, which is like manifestation and like success and happiness, and then we move into the 3. So ultimately, once you get through this dark stuff, like this dark night of the soul or the shadow, you're kind of being reborn into a new version of yourself that is distinguished. So like, after you take the time, find the peace, you come back to the world with it, and that's honestly more valuable than whatever these people or this person outside of you who's spectating wants to inspire. Like, they're literally sitting there waiting to see you in this energy, and you don't have to give that to them. Like, you can just choose to be at peace and let them see you at peace, and let that bother them even more, because that's really what they're doing it about. Like, they want to disrupt you because they feel trapped, they feel held back, they feel limited. They don't have the same skills as you, so they're setting a trap so that they can maybe like destiny swap with you, or like take your life, or like they want you to look like them. Like, they see you as above them, and maybe you literally are, you know, like who could blame you for just being of quality? You didn't ask for your birthright, you just have it. You shouldn't be attacked for just having a birthright. And if there are spectators around the situation, I feel like there's a greater sense of awareness now of like what it means for you to be you, and like what kind of pressure you actually are dealing with, and like how that might affect you beyond like what's normal for another person. Like, people could be seeing you go through like extremely extenuating circumstances that are like one of a kind, and that's because you're one of a kind. Like, there could be like, you know, that's part of the reason why you need to go to yourself, because nobody is probably going to understand really what it means for you to be you. Like, don't look too much to the outside world for validation or confirmation of your value at this time, because I think that's the point, is like you're not being seen clearly right now. Queen of Wands, like it could be an attack on your beauty, on your status, your public image, your ability to like produce or like have creative ideas, or like act on your creative ideas. Page of Pentacles again. Like, first of all, you're being studied. Like I said, like I think you're having some kind of like sadist, because these people want to see you suffer, and they're like waiting for that. Like, and maybe even investing in that. Like, maybe like people are buying, like investing into witchcraft on you. Like, I saw another YouTuber that I actually respect. She literally bought a scorpion off of Amazon. I didn't even know you could do that. But she bought a scorpion for a working that she's doing for some like collective return to sender or something like that. I don't even know. I don't really, you know. I'm more of an individual practice. I'm not like mature enough in my craft to like necessarily host some kind of group working. Like, I wouldn't do that. But I don't judge those who can. And that's the difference between me and other people who like aren't secure in their personal craft. Like, if people see you as like outdoing them, going beyond what they can do in their craft, then they may judge you for that, for the ways that it doesn't look like their craft, you know, like, and that's kind of stupid, and we know that, but that's people just being stupid, and you can't stop people from being stupid. King of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, people want to stop you from like making money or feeling stable or feeling like you're a person of quality or value, because they don't feel like that. They might want to like make you seem cheap or like you're easy to access when you're really not. Or people could intentionally be trying to approach you in an energy that's less serious than what they know you deserve. So be aware of that too. It's like a test. People could be testing you and how you react to things. Like, that's more of that like sadistic energy. Like, this could even be like a man who's that like energy is like, there could be a man who is maybe jealous of how you make money, really admires it, but feels jealous about it because maybe it's passive, all this like Pisces energy and the Queen of Wands, or based in your attraction. Like, yeah, attacks on your beauty could be like, if like, let's say you're like me and like your face is literally like part of your ability to produce for yourself because it's your image, it's your identity. You know, like, I'm a social media influencer and I post my face and my content on TikTok. So to attack my beauty, my public image, is to then call into question like, oh, why does your face look different now? So like, it's that kind of a thing where people know what your weaknesses would be and then now want to exploit them just to make your life more difficult, just to make it like harder for you to fly your flag, or give people a reason to question your flag. Yeah, like, people are just adding difficulty to your journey. Don't worry about that though, because like, when you eat it, once again, you elevate into that next stage of self that's like even more powerful and abundant, maybe even more passively. Maybe there's even some kind of home expansion or travel. Like, you might be like freed from an environment. Like, if you were stuck in a cage, despite all my rage, I still cage. Then like, maybe you're gonna be able to like get out and move somewhere else. Yeah. So don't like stop working towards your goals. Like, don't let them win. Don't let them like hack into your motivation, because I feel like people are like hacking into you in some kind of way. So yeah,